Good morning, everyone. The futures here are having a little bit of a rally on our hands, and we have a little bit of a taco trade from the State of the Union last night. We'll see what we get here for Wednesday's price action. We do have NVIDIA earnings, all important. We also have got Salesforce and CoreWeave coming up as well. We'll talk about that, and possibility of a right tail here as well. But we are coming into a little bit of resistance here. Actually, just trimmed off some SPXL with members that we had from the other day. So a nice gain there. Kind of near the lows on Monday. And we are coming into some resistance. I've talked about these levels. They have not changed at all over the last couple of days. But yeah, ES right into that trend line coming down, and 69.25. So that's been a big sticking point here, and we are backing off that. But again, the theme continues. If you go back to yesterday's live stream, first thing in the morning, we said watch for NQ. Keep an eye on it because it's outperforming versus the ES. And, the bulls are going to need that if they're going to get any sort of momentum going. And we have that continuing here. Again, NASDAQ and the Russell leading. NASDAQ, again, going back into this pesky trend line. Remember this one? Oh, yeah. How could we forget this one? So we're back there again. We did break out of the one on the daily. We talked about that yesterday. Right there. Retested essentially yesterday, and then, the day before, and then yesterday with a nice right tail move. And here we are back up here. Now, I don't think we're necessarily going to go too much past here today. We are opening, you're set to open just above 610. And if we take a look at the terminal right now, not even sure what I have on here right now, but we got, there's the S&P. So you do have 69.50, so there's the S&P for 69.50. The spiders, there is a little bit of action up at 693 and 695. So there is some, there is a possibility of, some move here above 690. I'm not so convinced it's really going to happen here today, but the move last night felt a little intentional, and it did. I think the fact that Trump didn't go nuclear, pun not intended, on Iran last night was probably a positive. We probably saw some hedges come off there. But Qs, we've talked about 610 all week. We're set to gap up about 50 cents above that right now. And you can see 614, 615 are your right side tails here. Back down to 600, so no changes. That's your left. And on the spiders, it's still 680. But yesterday morning, we had that beautiful trap. We talked about that in the daily video. That was, it was really one for the books there. And, you can see the QQQ, beautiful move there. And we just came straight off that. And I talked about this on Monday in the afternoon, and I said this might have just been a move here to monetize puts. Again, Iran holding over the weekend. You're holding puts over the weekend. You get to the 600 handle. ODT, slam it down. Okay, we can monetize that now, and we're seeing kind of a move off that. So bulls are way far from out of the woods here. But again, just to highlight the bear case here, or the bear structure, the overall market structure, you still haven't done any damage here really at all to the charts. And right now spiders are set to gap back above the 20 and the 50 here. So still holding that 100-day. And again, unlike last year, I warned about Vixpiration, getting too bearish on Vixpiration. But the pattern, the same pattern, right? The same pattern. Same exact time, right? So that was kind of a red flag there. But the big difference here, we talked about this, somebody brought this up in the trading room yesterday. There's this isn't euphoria. It's not even close. You have, if anything, there's a surplus of bears, right? Now it's not extreme bearishness. The VIX isn't at 40, but it's at 20, and it's been rising here. And I get people in the comments every day telling me that we're gonna collapse, and that's fine. That makes a market. But what I'm saying is that this isn't euphoria here. We had multiple readings here at this time here that were showing an imbalance. Bull imbalance, and we had the impulsive sell right after Vixpiration. We topped on Vixpiry, did not do that here. So again, the reason why I keep talking about that, time is ticking, clock is ticking, because time matters more than price. I don't think you guys realize like how expensive it is, how much capital it costs institutions to hold hedges. Like when they're not performing. Every day that we're not down 0.5%, 1%, they're losing money, right? This VIX, yeah, it's got higher lows here, but you're now below 20 here. It's negative gamma. It's just going to cost, it's going to flip deltas. It's costing them money to hold this. So that's why I said, Monday morning, I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. Like, are we going to do this here? Let's do it. And they dropped the ball. So again, clock's ticking. It's less and less likely by the day. That doesn't mean it can't happen. That doesn't mean it won't happen. It doesn't mean we won't invade Iran and the market will go to zero and we'll never rally or have a green day ever again. But right now, I don't think that's the case here. And the longer this plays out, and the longer the NQ leads, that is a big deal here. Now, as far as levels today, again, yeah, 610. We're into the trend line. I don't know if we're going to go too much higher. If we did, that would certainly. I mean, I would buy any dip on Nvidia if that happens, personally. And I talked about this yesterday, but structure matters, right? If we rally up here and close it up here and we sell on Nvidia, guess what? We got all this space for a higher low, right? So that's a structure and a technical structure matters. Now, yeah, we got some air a little bit. I mean, you kind of filled it out already on NQ. ES definitely did. So ES doesn't even really have air. If you want to say there's like some on the hourly, yeah, it's possible. But I mean, we even had an FBD trigger. I was almost gonna alert it last night. It was like 10:30. But I had FBD right at 6895. That held right there, and we're back up. So, yeah, bears, you got your work cut out for you. You got to get us back down to 680, and then you got to break that. And again, if we sold off from here, this is why I said technical positioning matters so much, is because if we sold off from here to 680, guess what? We're not going to break it today, right? We'd have to bear flag again, and then, right? So this is why all this stuff matters here. Yeah, SMH, I've never seen a bear market where SMH has made new all-time highs. I've never, ever seen it. Well, it's going to catch up to the downside. No. SMH tops first, and then the rest of the market goes with it. Case in point, January 22nd last year. When did SPY top? February 19th. NVDA, same thing. Boom. Deep Seek sell. Boom. Lower high. 1, 2, 3 lower highs. That's your top. My favorite trade. I bring this up a million times out of a million times all the time, over and over. This is one of my best trades ever, one of my best shorts ever. This is all I needed here. This close right there that day in 2021, or 2022 rather, went all in short on the semis, all in short on the Qs, short on the spiders. Why? Because the semis topped out. And the semis topped, they failed inside bar here. And then what happened with SPY? Not long after, right? Didn't take much time. So, it's the semis will top first. And again, even if the semis go sideways, software here, this is set to gap up. If this becomes an abandoned baby or island, this is going to go the other way. Let's take a look at banks too. Yeah, banks set to gap up. Again, another possible little dip and flip there. So again, I'm open to anything, but the clock is ticking here. Tozy, so right tail would be bullish. So yeah, I mean it's more like it would be like a crack up or a crash up. That's what I would be. I don't think the market's ready for it, and that's why I've been floating that idea out the last week or so. I don't think anybody's ready for 7,200. I think a lot of people, you would see a very hated rally, very hated. By the way, speaking of hated, I'm hated by a lot of people, but you can come check out my channel. That's a terrible transition. I was trying to come up with something, but you can come check out the other channel, Gamma Boy Trades. We'll discuss these levels and everything else later today. Also 60% off first month active trader. Again, just took gains on SPXL there, and still holding an NQ runner. I did stop out of the one from yesterday, though. I was talking about it here. That's why I hesitated to do these types of things, but I guess it is what it is. But it stopped out of that one and then jumped right back in later on and paid for that and then some. Also got a nice trade on gold yesterday too, which was very nice. Silver, I'm still holding a small SLV position too, and that's finally looking like it's going to get up to my target too. Look at that, good job, silver. So again, I've talked about this too, but that positive correlation here with silver in the markets is definitely noteworthy, and gold too. Yep, market's correct in time. Yep. I was kind of open to the idea, like and even now, I guess I would still be open. But like, I know I talked about it a few weeks ago, but like, what if we just did, like, what if we just just did that? You know, people would like lose their minds. But I mean, that certainly would have been a nice setup. Again, I don't think that I'm not, just so everybody's aware, I'm not saying we're going to be at 650 by like next week or anything on the QQQ. I'm saying that there is a big right tail, and we could, retrace some of this, but and there's new highs on NQ as I'm talking. The market has this look to it right now, like this is intentional, and it's impulsive. Like I don't think Nvidia is an afterthought here. It's going to go to 200. Like, spoiler alert, it's going to 200. So, let's see what else we got. There's another trade that I have a lot of alpha in, and I'm not going to even talk about that one because I don't want to give it away. But yeah, NVDA. Yeah, I mean we're looking at 200. I mean that's where it's going to go. So seems pretty obvious to me. If it dips, I think you just buy it. So, all right. Anybody else? Real quick here before we wrap up. I gotta get prepared for the room here. Yeah, NQ new highs there. ES starting to inch up as well. Just be careful here. We are gapping up. Market's not out of the woods by any stretch, and we've seen this range do a lot of yanking here. That's why I took gains up at on my SPXL here. So just holding a runner on that and an NQ for now, and going from there. Probably just going to take it easy today and let the market do us. Maybe a scalp or two out there. We'll see if we can get anything. I know oil was ticking up. That looked interesting a minute ago. Yeah, it's coming back in. So nothing really doing there. That might be flagging though on the daily. I do like oil, regardless of what goes on with Iran. This still looks, path of least resistance still looks higher to me right now. But all right, guys, cool. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Drop a video a like. Find me on Gamma Boy Trading. We'll do that later, as always. Take advantage of the sale. Only a couple days left. No brainer. Anyways, you guys take care. Have a good one. We'll see you guys all